3 on the partial fraction. So on part 3, we'll be looking at when the denominator is the quadratic function. So a good example, when you have a denominator that is a quadratic function, I can say x minus 1, then over, then you have x plus 1, then x squared plus 1. So if you look at this one, you have one side here, which is the quadratic function. Now, since you have one side, which is a quadratic function, and the other side here on the denominator, it's a linear function. So, meaning that the partial fraction of this function, it will be a over, then x plus 1, then plus c. There to be bx plus c. So, when you have a quadratic function, which is the denominator like that, like the one that you're having here, on top or on the numerator, we'll have the linear function. So this is the linear function. That's why it is bx plus c. Then down you put your quadratic function. So that is how you need what? To answer that question. And the next thing that you do is to find these these values that you have been given. Okay, now let's also look at the other type of the question. Just imagine that you have a function which is like this. So if you look at this, on the denominator part, you have the linear function, which is this part here, which is just what? X. And you have also the repeating function, which is x plus 1 to the power 2, and the quadratic function. So you have almost the 3 function in one. So since you have that, meaning that what you need to understand is it will be a on top over x plus, then if you check down here, this down here to be b over, since that is a repeating function, so it will be x plus 1 to the power 1 plus c over, then this is x plus 1 to the power 2, then plus, and you have a quadratic function which is like that, so that it will be dx plus e over x squared plus 1. So that is what you do when you have a question that is like that. So this one, we usually do it when we have the quadratic function below. So, or when we have a quadratic function, which is a denominator. Now, let's also look at some examples that you need to know. Okay. Now, we have this example, which is here, which is 7x squared plus 5x plus 13 over x plus 1, then x squared plus 2. So you have a function which is like that. Now check out on the things that you are having. So in here you have a linear function and the quadratic function. So on the part where you have a linear function, it will be just a constant number on top over x plus 1, like that. Then plus, on the other side, which is this side here, what you have, it will be bx plus c over what exactly? Over x squared plus 2. So that is what you do when you have something that is like that. Okay, now after you have done that, the next stage that you do is you check out what is my common denominator. So my common denominator, it is x plus 1, then x squared plus 2. So these are the common denominator. So I've write it this side. Then what next? I'll be multiplying them. So I'll have this part here, I'll multiply with everything here. So what will happen is that this part and this part, they will cancel. So I'll have the only thing that I remain with it will be 7x squared plus 5x plus 13, like that, equal to. So I'll have a here like that, so meaning that this part, when I multiply with this part, so meaning that this part will cancel, then I'll remain with this part. So it will be x squared plus 2, then plus bx plus c, like that. Then what you remain with, this part and this part, they'll divide. I'll remain with it x plus 1. So those are the main things that I will remain with. Then after doing that, the next thing that you need to take note of is this one. For me to find the value of a, you know what I'll do? I'll say let x, is it okay? The opposite, what is the opposite of positive 1? What's the opposite of positive 1? It's negative 1. So it will be negative 1, like that. So it means that I'll be able to find the value of what? Of a. So let me substitute. I'll say 7 there, negative 1 squared plus, then 5 negative 1 plus, then 13 equal to, then I'll say a there, then that is negative 1 there squared plus 2 close plus, then I'll say b there, then negative 1 plus c, then I'll have negative 1 plus 1, like that. So this means that I'll have 7 there, 1. Then when I multiply this time that, what's the answer? Negative plus 13 equal to, then it will be a there, meaning that negative 1 squared, what's the negative 1 squared? The answer is just 1. So it will be 1 plus 2. Then plus there, b, like that. Then in this side, I'll have negative 1 plus c. Then this is 0. So meaning the answer there, it is what? 0. Then this side, I'll have 7 minus 5 plus 13 equal to a there. Then what will be here? It will be 3. So when I add there, which is 7 minus 5 plus 13, so I'll have the answer, which is what? 15 equal to a there, a3 in short. So I'll divide there, I'll also divide. Then after doing that, the next thing that you need to take note of, I'll divide this side. This means that my a is equal to 5. So that is how you answer the value of what? A. So I've calculated and I found that my a, it is equal to what? So my a there is 5. Then after doing that, I'll go to I'll go to the other question. I need to find the values now of what? B and what? C. So on there, since you want to find the values of B and C, what do you do next? The next thing that you do now, since you have a quadratic function where there is B and C, this side where there's B and C, in here, this is where it requires us to expand these functions. So we need to expand this function in order for us to come up with the values of B and what? C. So in here to be 7x squared plus 5x then plus 13 equal to, so a times that to be ax squared plus 2a plus, then I'll say bx times x, meaning it will be bx squared. Then this times that, it will be what? Bx. Then c times that, it will be what? Plus cx, then plus what? C. So that is the thing that you have. Then 7x squared plus 5x plus 13 equal to, so I'll have ax squared plus bx squared plus bx plus cx, then plus 2a plus what? C. So I've just gotten the values of so after that, the next thing that you do now is this side. We have gotten this part, which is x squared plus bx squared. Then you have x and x there. Then these are just constant. So in here, what you do is that the one with x squared, we separate them, and the one with x, we also separate them, and the one with a constant number, we separate them. So you have this part here. If you look at this part, you have x squared and b squared. So you have a plus b is equal to 7. Then the other part, which is this part, it is what? B plus c is equal to what? 5. Then the other part is 2a plus c is equal to 13. So I've gotten this part here, this part, which is constant. I've this part, which is having x squared. This is the one which it has been equated to. And this part, which is just having the x, I've equated to 5. And these ones, which one is just a constant, I equated to that. Then the next thing that you do now is this. The next thing that you do is this now. Since I have the value of a, which is 5, like that, then the next thing, you have b plus c is equal to 5. Then another one, 2a plus c is equal to 13. And the other one, you have a plus b is equal to 7. Now I need to find the value of b, and I need also to find the value of b. So in this situation, I'll have a there, which is like that. What is the a first of all? The value of a. The a, it is 5. So meaning that where there is a, I'll put 5 like that, plus b is equal to 7. So it will be b is equal to 7 minus 5. Then b is equal to 7 minus 5. What is the answer? 7 minus 5, what's the answer? The answer is there, it will be what? 2. Then from there, I'll also find the value of c. How do I find the value of c? To be 2a plus c is equal to 13. Then where there's a, I'll put what? 5 plus c equal to 13. Then when I multiply here, the answer that I'll get, it is 10 plus c is equal to 13. So c is equal to 13 minus 10. Then c is equal to 3. So I have all the values. A is equal to 5, then a is equal to 5, then b is equal to 2, then c is equal to 3. Then from that, this is where now I need to, this is the situation now I need to what? I need to this is the situation that I need to replace whatever I have. So let me replace. So it will be 7x squared plus 5x then plus 13 over x plus 1 then x plus x squared plus 12 then equal to, what is a? The a, it is 5 over x plus 1. Then what is b? Then b is 2x plus, what is c? It is 3 over x squared plus 2, like that. So that is how you answer this particular type of the question. Okay, now let's go to the other type of the question. So in a situation whereby when the degree of the numerator, so when the degree of the numerator and the degree and the denominator is equal, right? So when the degree of the numerator and the denominator is equal, or the degree of the numerator here is greater than the degree of the what? Denominator. In here, we divide. We divide by using long what? Long division. So in here, we divide by using long division. So this usually happens when the degree of the denominator and the degree of the numerator, they are equal, or when the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the what? Denominator. So how can you know? You can know when you have something that is like this. So if you look at the degree here on the numerator, it is 2, and the degree of the denominator here, it is also 2. So in this situation, we divide using the what? Long division. Or you can have something that is like that, like x cubed plus bx squared plus, or 4 like that, over x 2 plus bx plus 4. So in that situation, here the degree on the numerator is 3 and the degree of the denominator is 2. So in this situation, again, we divide by using the long division. So those are the main things that you need to take note of when you are dealing with this. Okay, now let us also look at the other one, this question. So when you have this question, how do we solve it? So when you have this type of the question, the main thing that you do is this time you have x squared plus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. So the degree here, it is 2, and the degree there again is 2. So when you have this, we use the long division. Now let's use our long division method. So our long division method here is this. Like this. This is x squared minus 3x plus 2. The denominator, you put it this side, and on the numerator, you write it inside. So there to be x squared plus 0x plus 1. So that is the thing that you do. Then the next thing I'll divide. I'll say x squared into x squared. The answer is 1. Then I'll start multiplying with 1 with the one which is outside. Then we'll say 1, which is this side, times x, which is here. So there to be x squared. Then 1 times that, it will be negative 3x. Then 1 times 2, the answer is there, it is what? 2. Then from there, what I'll do is I'll subtract. So let me subtract. Here to be 0, then here to be positive. So it will be 0 minus negative 3, meaning to be positive 3. Then 1 minus that, meaning it will be negative 2. So that is your answer. Now, what is the remainder? Can this x squared enter into 3x? It can't enter. So meaning that how many times has this denominator entered into this equation? 1 time. So it will be 1 here plus, what is the remainder? 3x minus 2 over what exactly? The denominator, which is what? X squared minus 3x plus 2. So that is the one that you have, like that. And the next thing that you do is this. Now I'll work onto this one. That's the only part that I will work with now. Then I'll remain with it. I'll keep that one which is there. Now let me work into that. So I'll have 3x minus 2 over x squared minus 3x plus 2, then equal to 3x minus 2 over. Let me factorize this function. Now, for me to factorize this function, what am I having? I have x squared. What's the product? The product is 2. Then the sum, what would be the sum? The sum would be negative 3. Now, the factors, it will be 2x minus x. Those are the factors. Then plus 2. Then from there now, I will factor out the denominator. Then I'll have x outside. Open, then x minus 2, then negative 1, then x minus 2. So, there it will be 3x minus 2 over x minus 1, then x minus 2. Then, the next thing, it will be 3x minus 2 over x minus 1, like that. X minus what? 2. Meaning it will be equal to a over x minus 1 plus b over x minus 2. So that is what you have. Now from there, I will write the factor this side. So for me to write the factor that side, it will be x minus 1 and x minus 2. So when I say this part times this part, it will be 3x minus 2 equal to a x minus 2, like that, plus b x minus 1. So that is the one that I am having. Then the next part is for me to find this a. I have to say let x equal to, the opposite of 1 is what? Positive 1. So I'll put 1 wherever there is that, meaning that a there, 1 minus 2, then plus 1 minus 1, meaning that I'll have 3 minus 2 equal to, here it will be negative 1, then here plus 0. Then I'll have 1 equal to negative a, then I'll divide by negative a, or negative 1. Then the answer there, it is a is equal to negative 1. Just like that. Okay. Now, after you have done that, the next thing that you do is this. Now, I'll get the opposite of this side. I'll say let x equal to positive 2, so that I can find the value of what? B. So there I'll say 3, like that, then 2. I'm getting this part. Okay, let me just write it so that we can follow it clearly. So we have 3x minus 2 equal to x minus 2, then plus b there, then x minus 1. So in short, wherever there's x, I'll put 2. So I'll put 2 there, minus 2 equal to a there, then 2 minus 2, then plus, then 2 minus 1. So there to be 6 minus 2 equal to a there, which is 0, plus b 1. Then I'll have, what's the answer there? It will be 4 equal to 0 plus b. Then b is equal to 4. So after doing that, the next thing that you do, remember that you had a function this side, which is like 1 plus 3x minus 2 over x squared minus 3x, then plus 2. So that's the one that you had, right? Then we break it down to be 1 plus. We break it down to what? We break it down to 3x, like that, minus 2 over 2x minus 1, then x minus 2, which it resulted to be 1 plus a over x minus 1, then plus b over x minus 2. So now what I will do is that where there is a, I will replace with the value that I found. So on a, what values that I found on a? On a, the value that I found on a, it was negative 1. So here it will be negative 1 on top over x minus 1. Then on B, we had what? 4 over x minus 2. So that was the question. That's how you answer this particular type of the question when you have the values of when you have the numerator and the denominator which are the same. So that's how you answer this particular type of the question. Okay, now let's also look at the other type of the question that you may face. So you have this type of the question that you may face. Okay, now you have x cubed minus 2x squared minus 4x minus 4, then over x squared plus x minus 2. So in this type of the equation, if you look at the numerator, it's greater than the denominator. So what do? You divide by using the long division. So let me divide this one by using the what? The long division. So the inside part, I'll put in x like that, then 2x squared, then 4x minus 4 like that. That's what I've done here. And the next thing that you do is I'll say x squared plus x minus 2. Then I'll say x squared into x cubed. The answer is just x like that. Okay, so now x times that, it will be x cubed, then x times x, it will be plus x squared, then x times negative 2 to be negative 2x. So like that, negative over. So this part here, it is 0, then negative 2x squared minus x, so it will be negative 3x squared. Negative 4 minus that, it will be negative 2x like that. So I have x squared into x squared, meaning it will be what? 3. Then this part times so I'll have to bring down this negative 4. So I'll have negative 3 times that, it will be negative 3x squared. The negative 3 times positive that, it will be negative 3x. Then negative 3 times that, it will be positive what? It will be positive 6 like that. I'll do that minus I. So this part is 0, right? Negative 2x minus that, it will be positive x. Then negative 4 minus that, it will be negative 10. So I have this. So this simplify that, it has entered negative 3 there plus then x minus 10 over x squared plus x minus 2. So that is the one that you are having. And the second thing that you do now, the only thing that I'll concentrate at now, I'll concentrate at this one, right? Now let me concentrate at that. So I have x minus 10 over x squared and plus x minus 2. Then I need to factorize the down part. So I'll have x minus 10 there over. For me to factorize that, this is x squared. Then the factors, or the product is negative 2. The sum is 1. Then the product in that situation, the factors will be 2x there. Then minus x. Then minus what? 2. So I'll do this in order for me to factorize. So I'll have x minus 10 over x, then x plus 2, then negative 1, then x plus 2. Then I will have something like x minus 10 there over x minus 1, then x plus 2. So it will result into a over x minus 1 plus then b over x plus 2. So that is what I'm having. Then this side I'll put x minus 1, the common factor now. Then here to be x minus 10. Okay. Then there to be x plus 2. Then plus. Then there to be x minus 1. Now I'll do let the opposite of 1. Let x equal to 1. So it will be 1 minus 10 equal to, then 1 plus 2. Then there to be 1 minus 10. So negative 9 equal to a there, then 3. Then that is what? 0. So I'll divide by 3. I'll divide by 3. Then meaning that your a is equal to what? To 3. Negative 3. Then I'll also do on b. On b. So on b, I'll say let x equal to the opposite of that, that's negative 2. So I'll replace in that equation, which is x minus 10 equal to a there, then x plus 2, then plus b x minus 1. Then negative 2 minus 10 equal to, so here I know that is 0. So there is no need for me to write that one. Then it will be negative 2 there minus 1. Then that it will be negative 12 equal to negative 3b. I'll divide by 3. I'll divide by 3. Then x there, meaning that your b it is what? Positive 4. That is your b. Then after doing that, what next? I will replace it now. Now let me start replacing it. So let me start replacing it. I'll say x minus 3 plus x minus 10 over, when I factorize this part, we had what? What are we gonna, we had x minus 1, then x plus 2. So where there's a here, I'll replace I. So it will be x, the answer will be x minus 3 minus, where there's a there, I will replace with 3, then over x minus 1. Then where there's b, I found it is 4, then over x plus 2. So that answer that I have gotten, this is the answer that I have gotten. So that is how you answer these questions. Simple and straightforward. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, like the channel, so that I should continue posting videos. If you are not subscribing to the channel, I'll stop posting videos. Okay, so meet you on another session.